So the 76ers ended up getting eliminated on Sunday by the Boston Celtics after they went up 3 games to 2 and had home court advantage for game 6. And they failed to close them out on their home court and then got embarrassed in game 7 as they were blown out in Boston. And a lot of people were blaming Doc Rivers for this. A lot of people could also blame James Harden as he was very inconsistent throughout the whole series. As game number 1, he did go off for 45 points. The next game he did only drop 12. Then in game 3 he dropped 16. Game number 4 went off for 42 points. Game number 5 he ended up dropping 17. Game number 6 in the closeout game, 13 points. And then game number 7, all on the line, win or go home, he only dropped 9 points. So definitely a struggle from James Harden as he didn't even score 20. It was either 40 or below 20. And yeah, a lot of people were also blaming him. And a lot of people said that this was a championship team, but maybe this team was really good, but just not championship good. So we got to go ahead and make some moves because Joel Embiid has yet to reach the conference finals in his career. 3 straight years under Doc Rivers, he ended up getting eliminated in the second round. And to me, that is just crazy because you think somebody as good as Joel Embiid, especially coming off an MVP season, he would have made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but he did not. So now we got to go ahead and make some changes. But the question is, who do the 76ers need to bring in? So what's good, everybody? I hope everybody is having a great day today as we are back on 2K with another rebuild. And for this rebuild, we are going to be doing the 76ers. Joel Embiid coming off an MVP season, averaging 33 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists with a steal and almost 2 blocks a night. Definitely a good season for Embiid, but like I said, failed to make the Eastern Conference Finals. Hasn't made it since he's entered the league. And real quick, I just want to shout out 2K. Thank you guys for fixing Start Today. So all the stats you see right here are actually accurate, so I don't have to simulate like the whole season or download a scenario. So all these are finally fixed and they are up to date. So thank you 2K for that. But yeah, definitely want to go ahead and see if I could go ahead and win with Joel Embiid. Definitely want to win a championship with him on this team. So he will be staying here, and it is crazy. He has never once made the Eastern Conference Finals. That is so crazy to think about. Moving on to James Harden. I'm thinking I might want to do a sign and trade with James Harden. Now, definitely a good player, but like you just seen, he was very inconsistent. It was either 40 points or he wasn't dropping 20. It was like 16, 12. He even scored 9 points in game 7. 9 points. I don't want that anywhere near my team. And there's reports he might want to go back to Houston. So I might end up doing like a sign and trade with him. And yeah, I don't really think James Harden is going to be on this team. I would like to go ahead and maybe do a sign and trade. Tyrese Maxey, I definitely want to go ahead and keep. 22 years old, 20 points, almost 3 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Really efficient shooting the ball, 48% and 43% from deep. I would definitely like to go ahead. And then if I do trade James Harden, I would also like to go ahead and move Tyrese Maxey to the point guard instead of the shooting guard because I feel he's more of a natural one. Tobias Harris is somebody that I feel goes under the radar so much. He is getting paid almost 40 mil a season to pretty much be like their 4th best player. I think Embiid is the first, Maxey is probably 2, and then James Harden is number 3. Or if you want to go ahead and argue Harden is number 2 and then Maxey is number 3, that's fine. But Tobias Harris is definitely the 4th best player on this team, and he is getting paid like a max superstar player, like a number 1 option or like a number 2 option. And he really wasn't good in that series either. There was only like a couple of games where he had like some shots. Against Brooklyn, I think he did pretty good, but against the Celtics, he wasn't really too really useful for them. So I definitely would like to go ahead, maybe try to trade him, or unless maybe if I can't find a good power forward, because I do want to go ahead and bring in another power forward. So if I can't find like a good trade for him that makes sense, I might just, you know, have to move him to the power forward spot because I know he's played that position before. DeAnthony Melton, I wouldn't mind bringing back, not a bad backup guard. Same thing with Shake Milton, not pretty bad. He's pretty efficient, right? 47% and then 37% from deep. Getting a couple assists a night too, so I would definitely like to go ahead and bring him back if I can. Montrezl Harrell's probably somebody that won't be back. I would like to go ahead and get a better backup center, somebody that's more of a shot blocker. Jalen McDaniels, only 25 years old. I wouldn't mind bringing him back on a good contract. Paul Reed might be the backup center that we need, but then again, I don't really want to waste too much time for developing players, and he is only 6'9", so I would probably like to go ahead and maybe get a better shot blocker like I said. PJ Tucker probably won't be back. I would like to trade him, but then again, I always see he does end up like retiring after the first season. So if he can retire, that's good, so I don't have to worry about moving on from his contract. Dwayne Dedman probably won't be back. Same thing with him. 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 And same thing with him. So definitely would like to go ahead and start making some moves because we do have Joel Embiid. He's in the prime of his career right now, 29 years old. Like I said, coming off an MVP season. So I would definitely like to go ahead, make some moves, and try to get this team a championship. All right, so the Lakers end up winning the championship this year as they do go ahead and sweep the Miami Heat in the finals. And then PJ Tucker does end up retiring, so I don't have to worry about moving on from his contract. All right, and then we are going to go ahead and fire Doc Rivers like they did in real life. So now we are on the hunt for a new head coach. All right, so we're going to go ahead and trade DeAnthony Melton and 2 second-round picks to the Brooklyn Nets for pick 20. All right, so we're here at the draft, and I would probably like to go ahead and get a good shooting guard or small forward, preferably somebody that could come off the bench and get some buckets. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Bryce as he is the best available player here. So welcome to the team. All right, so we are bringing back James Harden, Shake Milton, and Jalen McDaniels. But like I said, I do want to go ahead and trade James Harden. So I'm going to have to go ahead and see who would want to take on his contract. All right, and then we're also bringing back Seth Curry to Philly. All right, so I'm going to see if the Lakers will accept this trade. I'm sending them Tobias Harris, Jaden Springer, Montrezl Harrell, and 2 second-round picks for Jeremy Grant. LeBron did go ahead and retire, so this is now a rebuilding Lakers squad. So I am giving them a young player in Springer, 2 second-round picks, and then they could go ahead and maybe flip Montrezl Harrell and Tobias Harris. So we are going to see if they accept this trade, and they do. So welcome back to the team, Jeremy Grant. And then we're going to go ahead and bring in Nerlens Noel to the team. All right, and for the last trade, I'm sending Shake Milton and Daniel House to the Pistons for Jonathan Isaac, who will definitely help us out defensively. Do they accept this trade? They do not. What if I go ahead and throw in a second-round pick, and they do accept it? All right, and then before the season starts, I am going to go ahead and send Paul Reed to the Phoenix Suns for a first-round pick and Jordan McLaughlin. All right, so for the start of season number 1, this is what the new rotation is looking like in Philly. We got Tyrese Maxey, James Harden, Jonathan Isaac, Jeremy Grant, and Joel Embiid. Off the bench, we got McDaniels, Curry, Noel, and Bryce. Taking a look at system proficiency for this team with our new coach, is anything better than 3.5? No, it is not, so we are going to go ahead and stay at balance. And then taking a look at the shot tendencies, not really going to move any of these too much. Tyrese can stay at a 68, 80 is fine, 80 is fine. He could drop down a little bit to like a 56, 60 is fine, 58. He could go up to like a 50, and then 75 is fine. But yeah, big season for this team. Definitely want to go ahead and make it past the second round. That is the goal for season number 1, is to make it out of the second round. I still think this is a team that could compete for a championship. Now, I didn't go ahead and trade James Harden. I did move Tyrese to a point guard and James Harden back to the shooting guard. But I didn't really trade him just because I couldn't really find a good trade that I liked. I wanted either a lot of picks or I wanted like a couple of good players, and I couldn't really find anything. So instead of rushing, I just went ahead and decided to keep him on this team because he still is an 87 overall, so he could definitely help us out. But yeah, gonna be a big season. So we are gonna go ahead and simulate the first 3 games of the season. We do win game number 1. We lose the second game of the season, and then we go ahead and pick up a W against the Hawks. So we did end up winning 151, Embiid with 45, 11, and 9, Tyrese with 25. The second game we did lose by 3 points. Jeremy Grant with 36 and Joel Embiid with 31. And then the third game of the season we did end up blowing out the Hawks as Harden dropped 30, 11, and 18, Embiid with 29 and 13. So not too bad to start off the season 2-1, but definitely got to go ahead, have a good season, and then have a good playoff performance. And real quick, before I do go ahead and simulate the rest of the season, Philly fans, let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what changes you want to see made to this team during the offseason. Let me know down below in the comments. And while you're down there, also make sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. But yeah, so we are going to go ahead and simulate the season, and I will catch you guys at the end of season number 1. Alright, so at the end of season number 1, Luka winning MVP, Victor winning Rookie of the Year, Amen Thompson winning 6th Man, Giannis winning Defensive Player of the Year, Darius Garland winning Most Improved, and then Quinn Snyder is Coach of the Year. Taking a look at the All-NBA teams, we do get Joel Embiid on All-NBA second team. Do we get anybody else? We do not. All-defensive team, we do not get anybody. And an all-defensive second team, we do get Jonathan Isaac on here, so you love to see that. And then taking a look at where we did finish this year, we ended up going 55-27, so we are the 2nd seed in the East. I will definitely take that. Let's see how good we were. Points per game, we were the leading team in points per game. And then where were we defensively? We were okay, perfect. So you see, I love to see that we were the 2nd best defensive team as we only gave up 113 points. The only team that was better than us was the Atlanta Hawks. So definitely a good season for the Philadelphia 76ers. Taking a look at the season stats, Embiid with 27.5, 13 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. James Harden with about 21.5, almost 6 rebounds, and almost 11 assists a night. Tyrese Maxey with about 18.5 and 4.5 assists. Jeremy Grant with about 17 points. So we had 4 players scoring over 17 points a night. Jeremy Grant 17, 4 rebounds, and almost 2.5 assists. How efficient was he? I know he was pretty efficient, right? Yeah, 50, almost 40, and then 81% from the free throw line. McDaniels off the bench with about 10 points. Was he efficient? Yeah, pretty efficient, 48, and then 36% from deep. Bryce, our rookie, with almost 9 points a night, and he was pretty efficient as well, 48% from the field and almost 40% from deep as a rookie. Seth Curry with about 8 points a night, 8.5 points, and then almost 2 assists. He was also really efficient, 43%. We got a bunch of snipers out here in Philly. Jonathan Isaac, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, and almost 2 steals a night with almost 2 blocks a night. Oh, really wasn't efficient, but you know what? It's fine. We don't need him for offense. We just need him to go ahead and play some defense and grab some rebounds. And then Nerlens Noel with about 5 points and 4 rebounds and almost a steal and block a night. Not bad whatsoever. So pretty well-rounded team. And we are going to go ahead and who are we taking on? We are taking on the Indiana Pacers in round number 1. Taking a look at the team that they have. Did they add anybody else? They added Kristaps to this team. Amen Thompson. I believe he did win 6th Man of the Year. Did they add anybody else? Doesn't really seem like they did. So not really too tough of a team, but I don't really want to jinx myself. So we are going to go ahead and I do want to adjust this team real quick. So he could get about 12. He could go down to, he could go ahead and stay there. Joel Embiid's going to get like 40. We can go ahead and give Tyrese 1 and then James Harden 1. And then yeah, we can go ahead and do something like that. So taking on the Indiana Pacers in round number 1, we are going to go ahead and simulate the round as we do go ahead and gentlemen sweep them in 5 games. Game number 1, we did blow them out. Joel Embiid with 39. Game number 2, we did win by 16. Joel Embiid with 30 and 7. Game number 3, we did end up losing by 6 points. Embiid with 29 and 14. Harden with 27. Game number 4, we did pick up the W by 20 points as Embiid dropped 29 and 15. Tyrese Maxey with 26. And then game number 5, we did end up winning as Joel Embiid dropped 32. Tyrese Maxey with 31. Taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers in round number 2. Did they add anybody? They added Harrison Barnes, JaMychal Green, Corey Joseph. Okay, Mike Muscala as well, Terrence Ross. Okay. So not too tough of a team, but definitely they do have a nice 1, 2, and then 4 and 5 as they have Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, and Darius Garland. So this is it. Can we get past the second round for the first time in Joel Embiid's career? I'm going to hope we do. So we are going to go and simulate the first game as we did get blown out by this team. Okay. Got blown out by, 28 points. Can't have that happen. So you know what? We actually are going to go ahead and I want to adjust the rotation real quick just a little bit. We could go ahead and give something like this. We could go ahead and drop him down, give him. We give something like this. Okay, so we're gonna do something like this. Does this help us out as we are gonna go and simulate the game? And no, 12 point. Oh no, come on, we can't lose. Come on, game number 3. How are we down? This is such a good team. What do you mean? There's no way we're about to lose to this team, right? There's no way. What else do we need? Okay, maybe how has they been? Okay, so he hasn't really been good. So you know what? We're gonna give him like 10 minutes tonight. He's actually been pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and give him 16. Curry, we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop him down to like 14. Jalen McDaniels can go ahead. Oh, he can't shoot. Okay. I'm going to make a risky move right here. I'm going to play our rookie as the 6th man. Jeremy Grant, how's he been? He's been pretty good. Just would like them to shoot the ball more. Jonathan Isaac really hasn't been good from the field. James Harden, not bad. Tyrese Maxey, okay. Joel Embiid, how's he been? Okay, he's been dominating. So the last couple minutes, we're gonna go ahead and do something like this. Come on, don't get swept. Okay, we win game number 4. We are still alive. We could go ahead and make this comeback as Tyrese Maxey did drop 41 points. Okay, win by 5. Embiid with 36, Harden with 30, and 13 assists. Come on. Game number 6, we are playing in Cleveland. So we're going to go ahead and use Simcast with this one because I can't believe we went down 3-0 to this team. Not really a tough team on paper, but definitely have a bunch of, they definitely have that good 1-2 combo. As we are down by 5, it's not really looking too good. And yeah, we ended up losing in 6 games to the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is not There's no way. I really thought this was going to be a championship year for us. So in this offseason, I really don't know what I want to do. I low-key might want to go ahead and trade James Harden. I mean, Harden wasn't bad, as we are going to go ahead and take a look at the playoff stats. But I don't really think Harden was bad. 19.5 points, 11 assists. He is 34 years old, and I mean, he was pretty efficient, right? 49% and then 39% from deep. So I don't really know. I mean, Jeremy Grant maybe kind of disappeared a little, didn't really step it up. Bryce, 9.5 points. I mean, I guess we really didn't have like a go-to bench player. Yeah, we really didn't have a go-to bench player. So maybe I go ahead and try to find like a better sixth man, or maybe I just go ahead and wait for Bryce to develop, because I feel like he is going to develop into a really good player. So I'm not sure. So I'm going to go ahead and see what I want to do, and then I'll definitely go ahead and show you guys. But if I don't make any moves and just decide to bring everybody back, then I'll just catch you guys at the start of season number 2. All right, so we are here at the NBA draft. We do have the 28th pick, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the best player available, which is going to be Miller. So we are going to go ahead and select him. All right, so I'm going to see if the Kings will accept this trade. I'm sending them Jalen McDaniels and Luke Kennard, who I just went ahead and signed just so I can make it work, for Andre Drummond. And the Kings do have a lot of centers, so I don't think they'd really mind trading Andre Drummond away. Do they accept this trade? And yes, they do. All right, so for the start of season number 2 in Philly, this is what the rotation is looking like. We got Maxey, Harden, Isaac, Grant, and Embiid. Off the bench, we got Bryce, Drummond, McConnell, and Miller. Taking a look at assets and proficiency for this team, 4.5. I mean, 4-star balance. Is anything better than 4 stars? No, it is not, so we could go ahead and leave it at that. And then taking a look at the shot tendencies, Embiid is at a 99, 74, 80, 79. Yeah, all of these pretty much look good to me. I don't really want to change any. But yeah, big year for this team. If we don't make it past the second round this year, I think I'm definitely going to go ahead and kind of blow it up just a little bit. Maybe trade Tyrese Maxey, or maybe trade James Harden. I feel like James Harden would probably be a better idea to trade than for Tyrese Maxey. So hoping we could go ahead and get past the second round. That's what I want for this team. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the first 3 games of the season. As Markelle Fultz, I did try to sign Fultz, but I guess he did sign with another team. And then we are going to go ahead and simulate. And so we did win the first game of the season by 3 points, as Embiid dropped 23, Grant with 16. Did lose by 5 to the Pacers, Embiid with 26, Grant with 23. And then the third game of the season, we barely won by 1 point, 37 points for Embiid, and Miller, the rookie, with 18 points. So big season for this team. Hoping we could get past the second round and finally end the streak of Embiid missing the conference finals. So we are going to go and simulate, and I will catch you guys at the end of season number 2. All right, so at the end of season number 2, Luka winning MVP, Wagner winning Rookie of the Year, Hero winning 6th man, Wembanyama winning Defensive Player of the Year, Isaiah Stewart winning Most Improved, and then Eric Spoelstra winning Coach of the Year, going 59 and 23. Taking a look at the All-NBA teams, do we get somebody on here? We do get Joel Embiid on All-NBA second team. Do we get anybody else? We do not. What about an All-Defensive team? We do get Isaac once again on All-Defensive second team, so you'd love to see it. Taking a look at where we finished on the year, we ended up going 55 and 27. So we had the same exact record we did last year, I believe. I believe we did win 55 games last year. And the Miami Heat 59, Cleveland with 56. We won 55. Charlotte with 52. Okay. So a pretty good conference, as 5 teams did win 50 games this season. Atlanta almost won 50 games. But yeah, pretty good. We did end up as the 3rd seed, so we did have the same record, but we did drop 1 seed. Embiid with about 25, 11 rebounds. Tyrese Maxey with about 21 points, almost 4.5 assists. Harden with about 17 and 9. He is starting to regress just a little bit, because I think he did averaged over 20 points last season and did average a double-double, but still pretty good, efficient, so I will definitely take that. Jeremy Grant with about 15 points. Bryce, our rookie, with our second-year player. He is our sophomore now. 14 points. Was he efficient? Yeah, 47% and then 41% from deep. I'll definitely take that. Drummond with about 8.5 and 8.5 rebounds off the bench. Miller with about 8 points. Was he efficient? I mean, 48% is pretty good, but 33% not the best, and only 68 from the free throw line. Jonathan Isaac with about 7 points, almost 8 rebounds a night, with about 1 assist, almost 2 steals, and then almost 2 blocks a night. TJ McConnell with about 5 points and 5 assists off the bench, not bad. 50%, 40%, 87%. I will definitely take that. So pretty good season from this team now. Like I said, all this doesn't matter. I need to go ahead and get us past the Eastern Conference semifinals. So we are taking on Atlanta in round number 1. Did they add anybody else? Doesn't really seem like it. Oh, they actually added Bobo. They added Brook Lopez. So they do have a lot of bigs on this team. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to see, where is it? Okay, so I do want to go ahead and adjust the lineup. So we are going to go ahead and get Miller like 12 minutes. TJ could go ahead and drop to like 14. Drummond could go down to like 18. Bryce could stay at a 26. So we're going to give like 2 more minutes here. We're going to give 2 more minutes here. We could go ahead and give like 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes here. So something like this. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the round as... Oh my God, we just got swept. We just got swept by the Atlanta Hawks. Lost by 2 points. Lost by 11 points. Lost by 5 points. Lost by 9 points. Wow. Okay, this team is definitely getting blown up this offseason. Somebody is getting traded. Somebody's getting fired. Our head coach is getting fired. So let's just go ahead, simulate the rest of the playoffs. And I'll just see you guys at the start of season number 3. All right, so we went ahead and brought in Nick Nurse as our coach. We paid him all the money we possibly could because we needed a better coach than the one we had. All right, so I'm going to see if the Nets will accept this trade. I'm sending them back James Harden, sending them Martin and 2 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges and Norman Powell. Do they accept this trade? They do not, but I don't mind going all in just because this is the final season, so might be a little bit unrealistic. We are sending them 3 first-round picks. They still do not want to accept this trade. What if I go ahead and throw in the Spurs pick? 4 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. They finally accept the trade. All right, so for the final season here in Philly, this is what the rotation is looking like. We got Tyrese Maxey, Mikal Bridges, Jonathan Isaac, Jeremy Grant, and Joel Embiid. Off the bench, we got Bryce, Andre Drummond, Miller, and Alvarado. Taking a look at system proficiency for this team is anything better than 4 stars. 4.5 balance, so we will definitely go ahead and roll with that. And then taking a look at these shot tendencies, Joel Embiid can stay at a 99, Tyrese Maxey can stay at an 80. Mikal Bridges can definitely go up to like about a 75. He could drop down a little bit to like a 71. Jeremy Grant could stay at a 78. Isaac at a 52 is fine. 76 is he could drop down. 58 is fine. Miller can stay at a 74. Jose Alvarado could stay. He could go up to like about a 50, and actually Miller can go ahead and drop down to like a 70. So this is pretty much for everything. We just got embarrassed last season as we did get swept. So I did go ahead and make some changes. I traded James Harden away. Fired our coach because I don't know, as a team that won 55 games, I don't know how we're getting swept in the first round of the playoffs. So definitely had to go ahead and fire him. Brought in Nick Nurse, a coach that has a championship under his resume, so we definitely need him to help us out in this final year. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the first 3 games of the season, as we did win game number 1, we win game number 2, and we do win game number 3. As we do get, did we play the Cavaliers? No, I believe they knocked us out in the first round, but Embiid with 31, Grant with 29. The second game of the season, we are playing against the Nets, and James Harden only had 14 points. Embiid with 34, and then Tyrese Maxey with 27, and Grant also had 27. And then the third game of the season, we won in overtime. Embiid with 40, Tyrese Maxey with 23, and Grant with 22. So hoping to win a championship. It's not even about getting past the second round anymore. It's about going to the NBA Finals and winning it all. So we are going to go ahead and simulate, and I will catch you guys at the end of the final season. Alright, so at the end of season number 3, Cade Cunningham winning MVP, Mikey Williams winning Rookie of the Year, Jalen Suggs winning 6th Man, Victor winning Defense Player of the Year, Most Improved is Anthony Black, and then Coach of the Year is Greg Popovich going 58 and 24. Taking a look at the All-NBA teams, Joel Embiid is on an All-NBA second team. Okay. Anybody on an All-NBA third? No. All-Defensive team? Nope. All-Defensive second team? No. I think I just said second twice. But no, we don't get anybody on there. But taking a look at where we finished, we ended up going 57 and 25, so a 2-game improvement over the first 2 seasons, and we are the number 1 seed. You love to see it. Taking a look at player stats for the season, Tyrese Maxey led the way with 24 points and almost 5.5 assists. Joel Embiid, 22.5 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, over a block a night. Mikal Bridges coming in, 16 points a night. Was he efficient? Yes, he was. 46 and then 42% with 92% from deep. He also averaged over a steal and a half a night. Jeremy Grant with about 15 points. Was he still efficient? Okay, yeah, still efficient. Bryce with about 15 points off the bench and 6 rebounds, shooting over 40% from the 3-point line. Miller with about 9 points. Was he efficient? Yeah, he was also efficient. Isaac with about 7, and almost over a steal and a half a night, and then a block and a half a game. Andre Drummond with about 6 points and then 8 rebounds off the bench, and then Jose Alvarado with about 6 and almost 3.5 assists with over a steal a night. So big question is, who are we facing? We're facing the 8-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers. Do they still have a lot of the players? No, they lost Donovan Mitchell, so they have Victor Oladipo, Terrence Davis, Malcolm Brogdon as a 6-man, Chris Dunn, but he healed. Okay. I am not playing around in these playoffs. I want to go ahead and win. So we're not going to touch the rotation because I feel like maybe that's a reason why we're losing, because we're switching up what worked in the regular season. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the first round. Okay, we sweep them. So we're not playing any type of games. We are sweeping the Cleveland Cavaliers in 4, as we did blow them out in game number 1. Game number 2, we won by 6 points. Embiid had 35. Game number 3, we did end up blowing them out by 28 points, as Embiid had 29 and Maxey with 28. Game number 4, we ended up blowing them out again. 30 for Embiid, 25 for Maxey. Second round, this is where it gets crazy. We are facing the Atlanta Hawks. I believe we did face them in, was it last year? It might have been last year where they swept us. I think it actually was them. Yeah. We cannot lose to this team. I want to get my revenge, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to put simulate round. I'm going to open my eyes in 3 seconds. I hope we won. 3, 2, 1. Okay, there we go. So we do end up winning in 6. So Joel Embiid, for the first time in his career, makes it to the conference finals, as we did win game number 1, Embiid with 36. Game number 2, we did end up winning, Bridges with 22, Embiid with 20. Game number 3, they did end up winning by 25 points. Game number 4, we did end up winning by 2 points, Embiid with 30. Game number 5, we lost by 23 points. And then game number 4, we ended up winning by 6 points, as Embiid would drop 32 and 8 to finally make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And we are now taking on the Detroit Pistons, as they do have Josh Green, Victor Wembanyama, Sabonis as well, Gary Trent Jr. Okay, they have a lot of good players on this team, but I'm confident in this team. So I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes once again. I'm going to simulate the round. So I'm going to open them in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Did we make it? Yes, we are in the finals. Let's go. Joel Embiid is your Eastern Conference Finals MVP, as we did beat them in 6 games. Taking a look real quick, we did win game number 1 in overtime. Game number 2, we ended up losing. Game number 3, we ended up winning to take a 2-1 series lead. We also lost game number 4. Okay, game number 5, we did end up blowing them out, and then game number 6, we did end up winning by 18 points, as 35 and 20 for Joel Embiid to make it to the finals. As we are now facing the 5th seeded Utah Jazz. They have Levine, they have Buzuelis, they have Jarice Walker. They also have D'Angelo Russell coming off the bench, James Wiseman, Spencer Dinwiddie. Okay, they have a pretty good team, but you know what? We made it this far. I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes once again. Simulate the round. We're going to open them in 3, 2, 1. And we are the NBA champions. Let's go. After 2 disappointing seasons, we got bounced in the second round when we should have won. Got swept last season. And now we are the NBA champions. So Joel Embiid not only makes it to the conference finals for the first time in his career, but he also goes all the way to the finals and wins a championship. 24 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, almost a steal and a half a night, where am I reading? I can't even see. Over a block and a half a night, and then 45% from the field and only 25% from deep. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Joel Embiid is finally an NBA champion, as we do win in 5 games. Tyrese dropped 28 in game number 1, as we do win. Game number 2, we ended up winning by 1. Maxey with 22. Game number 3, we did end up losing, as Drummond, out of all people, led the way with 23 points. Game number 4, we ended up winning. Tyrese Maxey with 28. And then game number 5, Embiid with 35 and 12. What a crazy video, but I'm glad. I've been recording for like an hour and a half just because I wanted to make sure everything was making sense. I wanted to get good players to fit on this roster, to fit next to Joel Embiid. We did have some sacrifices along the way. We did fire our coach. We did end up trading James Harden, and we did get Mikal Bridges. Ended up getting Jeremy Grant, who I think is a pretty good player. This would be a pretty good player to have in real life. Somebody to just kick it out to at the 4 spot-up shooter. Jonathan Isaac, a good defender. That's what I feel like they really needed. They needed some more defensive players on this team. Bryce turned out good for us. Miller also was good. Andre Drummond, a good solid backup center. Jose Alvarado, somebody to come in and play some pesky defense, because like I said, they were missing a lot of defense in that series, and we did have a lot of good shooters on this team, as well as Tyrese Maxey, Mikal Bridges, Jeremy Grant. We also had Miller, and then we also had Bryce as well. But yeah, anyways, that's going to go ahead and that's going to wrap it up for today's video. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to go drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And make sure to follow me on Twitter. Link will be down below. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Stay safe. Peace.